stay in the spotlight.
Osteoporosis causes bones to become weak and fragile so that they break easily, even as a result of a minor fall, a sneeze or a sudden movement. Worldwide, 1 in 3 women and 1 in 5 men aged 50 years or over will suffer from an osteoporotic fracture. A fracture occurs worldwide every 3 seconds. Fractures caused by osteoporosis can be life-threatening and a major cause of pain and long-term disability.
Frightening statistics, and thank goodness we have Cath King here from Osteohealth to walk us through. Welcome to Spotlight on Canterbury, Cath.
Hello Andrea, thank you.
Oh, it's quite amazing. I mean, bones, looking after bones, calcium, we do hear it loosely talked about, probably won't talk about enough. 20th of October we just celebrated World Osteoporosis Day.
Yes.
What was that for? What was it about?
Well, on the 20th of October every year we have World Osteoporosis Day, and that's organised by the International Osteoporosis Foundation as the start to their campaign for the year. And you know, osteoporosis, as we've seen, is a very serious disease, and it's a huge problem in New Zealand, more so than most other countries. And in fact, in New Zealand this year, 100,000 people will break bones due to osteoporosis. It affects 1 in 2 women and 1 in 3 men in New Zealand.
That's huge.
It is. You know, some people, especially younger people, might say, well, that's not so bad, breaking a bone. But for an older person, which is when osteoporotic fractures happen, this is a really big deal.
And it's significant and can be life-changing.
Absolutely. It can, you know, it can shorten people's lives, so premature death. It can cause permanent disability, persistent pain. So, in fact, osteoporosis really impacts more New Zealanders than a lot of the more high-profile conditions like breast or prostate cancer. And the other thing to know about osteoporosis is that it's a silent disease. So there are no symptoms. You can't tell how strong your bones are. And this is part of the International Osteoporosis Foundation's campaign for this year, is that they've identified a care gap. And we have quite accurate diagnostic testing, and we also have some effective interventions, and yet people aren't gaining access to it. And that's because in most countries, and that includes New Zealand, there's no, diagnostic testing isn't regularly funded by the public health system.
So how is Osteohealth New Zealand assisting to, I suppose, to shorten that care gap?
Well, we're a bone density scanning service, and so we provide an easily accessible and inexpensive early screening for the prevention of osteoporosis.
Which I think we've got a shot of actually of the machine.
So we use a portable
ultrasound
ultrasound machine, just like the one on the picture there, and we hold clinics for different outlets like medical centres, pharmacies, gyms, some workplaces, retirement villages, and then we also have our own office here in Christchurch. But in addition to the bone density scanning, we also provide information and education on diet and lifestyle strategies to prevent osteoporosis and to help treat it.
Well, and it's education, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's always education is at the centre, isn't it, really? And we've got here, this is our a pyramid actually, isn't it? Leading the effort to help prevent and treat. I love that word prevent though, but if we've gone past that, the treating.
Yes, so it's really important to know that, you know, osteoporosis is almost 100% preventable. So these strategies are really effective, and essentially it's a disease that nobody needs to have. And as you can see on that pyramid we've just looked at, that even the United States Surgeon General recommends diet and lifestyle as the first line of defence against osteoporosis, and pharmacology is really just to be explored after other avenues have been explored.
What's calcium fractures? I mean, I'm thinking bone fracture, but what's calcium fracture? What does that mean?
Well, calcium is often associated with osteoporosis, and dairy products are associated with calcium, and this is kind of one of the difficulties that we face, is that there's a lot of misinformation out there. So one of the reasons we have such high levels of osteoporosis is because people don't know the truth. And the whole dairy calcium intake is one of those examples. And you can see on this graph here that compares, or that looks at the relationship between daily calcium intake and hip fracture rates in different countries across the whole world, including New Zealand, that it's the countries that actually have the highest intake of calcium, and that's largely from dairy, that also have the highest rates of hip fracture. And in the same way, we see the opposite, that countries that don't consume milk don't fracture their bones.
Okay, so, well, just before we go though, what should the first thing people do when they're actually contemplating caring and looking and thinking more about osteoporosis?
They should give us a call. So come in and see us, book a scan. You can't tell how strong your bones are. I mean, if I asked you, how strong do your bones feel? And everyone, even people with osteoporosis, your bones feel strong and tough and healthy. So the earlier the better that people can get a scan. We recommend people have their first scan at age 30.
Wow,
because
that's amazing.
Well, at that age, our bones are really responsive to the preventative strategies, and it's also really easy for people that age to make the diet and lifestyle changes.
Well, I think you've given us some great advice today, Cath. We could talk more and more about it. I think you need to get in contact with Cath, because there's some amazing statistics around it. And just ask Cath about milk when you go to the supermarket. It's a whole different show. Osteohealth New Zealand are at 10 Juniper Place in Burnside. You can call Cath on 03357 4335 or email her kath@osteohealth.co.nz.
I wanna stay.